I'm Jack West.
And I'm Eva Ellis, and this is Mason Fortnightly.
Mason Fortnightly is a news segment produced by The Lasso, your school newspaper, which will be occurring fortnightly.
If you don't know what a fortnight is, check out the definition below. We will be discussing news concerning you as students of George Mason.
On the 21st, the Mason swim team competed in the 2A state championship. The boys won first place with a score of 383 points, and the girls won the runner-up trophy to Maggie Walker with a score of 315 points. Additionally, Mason swimmers TJ Roach, Miller Surrett, Daniel Reinford, and Justin Britton set a new team and state record with a time of 318 seconds in the boys 400 and freestyle relay. Awesome job, guys. The boys varsity basketball team continued their undefeated streak by winning the regional playoff game with a score of 69-42. They will be heading to the state tournament games this weekend. Congratulations.
On Friday, the Mr. and Mrs. Mason competition showcased an abundance of talent and provided us with a lot of laughs. Ultimately, the titles of Mr. and Mrs. Mason went to seniors Zach Ellis and Mary Catherine Donovan. We'll look forward to seeing you guys in the Memorial Day Parade. The Scholastic Bowl finished third in the state for Group 2A at the annual Scholastic Bowl State Tournament. They ended this year with an impressive 19-4 record. Congrats, guys!
I'm Estelle Teamer Wilcox, reporting with The Lasso here at Mary Ellen Henderson Middle School. On Friday, March 4th, George Mason High School and 6 other schools around Northern Virginia received bomb threats by robocall, and those students of George Mason were told to evacuate the building immediately. After a few minutes outside, students were moved here to the Mary Ellen Henderson gym. The students stayed here in the crowded gym for 3 hours while police conducted a thorough search of the high school. Students reacted to the announcement calmly and quickly, moving to the middle school without too much trouble, aside from the fact that many students didn't have their backpacks or hadn't eaten lunch yet. Teachers and students said that the evacuation was handled well by the administration. Mr. Hills, the assistant principal of Mason, praised how the situation was handled. MEH did its best to accommodate the extra students. While they were in the gym, those who hadn't eaten lunch yet were worked into the MEH lunch schedule. The campus was closed, and parents were told not to try to come to the school to pick up their students. At the end of the day, the police and the bomb squad found nothing in the school, and the call was determined to be a false alarm. Police are still investigating the calls.
After many recent mass shootings, more and more people begin to question rules regarding firearms. Here in Falls Church, guns became a topic for debate after a gun store opened not even a block away from St. James Elementary School. Community members went to the streets in protest of this new store, saying that it was too close to the school. When considering the proximity of gun stores to schools, we need to be realistic. The process it takes to buy a gun is about 3 days. You cannot just stroll into a gun store and pick out what you want as if you were grocery shopping. The process is long and complicated to ensure that no one who shouldn't have a gun gets one. And once again, we need to be realistic. According to the New York Times, almost all recent mass shooters got their guns illegally or through the gun show loophole. Then, of course, putting a restriction on the proximity of gun stores becomes a constitutional issue, as this restriction would put a limit on the Second Amendment. If we open the gates and allow a restriction like this to happen, would other restrictions on this amendment follow? If we draw the line here, would we also have to draw more lines for other constitutional rights? And if, under the small and disastrous circumstance that an active shooter were to attack a school next door to a gun store, it is extremely unlikely for the store to play a role in the attack. The only role I see it playing is someone inside the gun store is the one to stop the shooter before police arrive. So in the end, does it really make a difference for a gun store to be next to a school? That's my view. Thank you.
Make sure to tune in next time to keep up with the news at Mason.
That's it for today, Mustangs.
Have a great week.